As we start to gather together again for things like sporting events, concerts, and other get togethers, you may be meeting up with people that you haven't seen in a while. Asking about someone's vaccination status can be an awkward and even a heated topic. Dr. Lindsay Volpe, a psychologist with Spectrum Health, is here with some advice on how to approach this topic. Definitely a difficult one that makes people cringe. How do you start the conversation?
I think the first step is to be prepared ahead of time to have an understanding of your own personal boundaries and why you're asking the question. Really important to keep in mind as we're venturing into this with other people, because that's going to prepare us to let the other person know why we're asking, but also make sure that we're not over explaining or providing too much information that could incite a heated conversation. So if I'm thinking about gathering with people, I might be prepared to say, I'm not comfortable with XYZ, and just explaining to the other person, hey, my household is vaccinated, or everyone who is able to is. Can I ask if yours is? Here's why I'm asking. I'm asking because I want to be able to make an informed decision about safety and about our household's tolerance for risk. So I think straightforward, short and sweet is usually the best way to do it, but just have that in the back of your mind why you're asking and why it's important to you.
And so, what do you do if it starts to turn into like an argument or a little bit tense?
It's good to reflect on that in the moment and recognize what those emotions are in yourself. So to be able to say, hey, this is starting to feel a little uncomfortable for me, or maybe even this conversation isn't going in the way that I anticipated it would. And just again, reflect on yourself, much better than saying, hey, you're arguing with me, or hey, you're getting angry about this. We don't want to point fingers. That never helps the situation. But just to redirect it back to the question at hand, or if it seems like it's not going to go anywhere, it's okay to say, why don't we end it here for now? If it's somebody who's close to you, you'll want to add in, can we pick this up later? Or let's talk about this when things might feel a little different or when we've had time to think about it. But it's absolutely okay to interject and just kind of shut it down before it starts to go to a place of no return.
Yeah, some really good tips. Mostly just bringing it back to yourself as to like why you feel this way, but not putting blame or anything like that on the other person.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for these tips. If you would like more, I do have some for you on 13onyourside.com.